Pokemon Go was the best thing to happen to my dad.
Is that right?
Well, here's the truth. This is, okay, so when I retired from the military,
Yeah.
I was angry, but I didn't know that I was angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't call it paranoia. They call it hypervigilance.
Yeah.
They don't call it, you're not paranoid, you're hypervigilant. And so unless he was home, I didn't go out. I didn't go places by myself. And if he was around or one of his brothers was around, then we'd go out. But I wouldn't go out by myself. And the few times that I did, bad stuff happened.
Oh,
like I was at the Target down on Slaughter Lane.
I remember this.
I was at the Target down on Slaughter Lane because my VA psychiatrist would ask me, was I socializing? And so I would go and get coffee at the Target from the Starbucks, and I'd
the one at South Park Meadows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd ask the barista's got her name on, and then I'd tell my psychiatrist, I was talking to Sarah. I wouldn't tell him that Sarah was the barista at Starbucks, right? Or I'd talk to Jeff, another barista at Starbucks. I wasn't talking to very many people. And then I was in that Starbucks, and the girl there said to me, or the lady, the woman, she was a teenager. She said that she was real happy because it was a Thursday, and she said it was her Friday. And it was the Thursday before the midterm elections in 2014. And I said, well, you know me, I'm retired Army, every day Saturday. And she laughed. And then this voice from around the corner says, referring to President Obama in the very most negative terms you can imagine.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, God.
So he's referring to President Obama, saying that President Obama was going to steal my military retirement to help pay for...
He must have seen that on a YouTube video.
Yeah, but he saw it and he said it.
Yeah.
And I just said, hey, yo, bud, there's women and kids here. Chill. And then he called the president a liar. And I said, hey, bud, the weatherman's wrong half the time. That doesn't make him a liar. It makes him mistaken. Perhaps the president was mistaken about, the information he got. He interpreted it wrong. That doesn't make him a liar. It just makes him wrong.
People fuck up.
We all make mistakes. And then he tells me he's going to beat me up.
Oh, okay.
He's a big boy. But
you were how old was he?
Oh, he was 22, I think.
So you were 60 years old? Trying to get in a fight with a 60-year-old man at a Starbucks and a Target.
He was going to beat me up.
What's so crazy is I feel like that is the most chill Target. Like everywhere around there. Like where the fuck did this dude come from?
I've been to that Target too.
Texas is where we won't mention the university in Texas that he had the sweatshirt on for, but so I had to put him down on the ground and
really?
Yeah. And the store manager wanted me to let him up, and I said, I can't let him up till the police get here. He's too big.
Yeah.
And now he knows I can put him down there. So now I don't have the advantage of surprise.
Yeah.
So let's just chill till the police come. And the manager's over there complaining about me, but there's all these mothers over there and the baristas talking to the other police. And finally the sergeant that shows up comes up and says, can you make court on the 9th of December?
Ooh.
I said, man, you're going to charge me? He said, no, we're charging him.
Yeah.
I said, really? He said, yeah, he's facing 4 felony charges.
Wait, how?
Assault on somebody over the age of 65, battery on somebody over the age of 65, assault on a 100% disabled veteran, and battery on a 100% disabled veteran.
Damn,
those are all Class
up.
C felonies in Texas.
So what happened?
Well, I went to court, and, at that point in time, I didn't know what kind of sentences the kid was facing.
Right.
And he's there with these parents, and, the judge thanks me for my service and, and says all those glowing things that people say when they're trying to make a point. And he asked me what kind of sentence did I think the kid deserved. And I said, I don't know, Your Honor, what are the options? And he says, well, 7, 7, 7, and 7. And I said, weeks, months? He says, no, years. I said, Your Honor, I don't think anybody deserves 28 years in prison. I don't care what they did unless it was, murdering little kids or something.
Sure,
I said,
some crazy shit.
But no, he doesn't need to go to prison for years. How about just 28 days?
Yeah.
And he said, okay, thank you.
That was it?
I sit down, tells the kid to stand up. Kid stands up with his lawyer and his dad. And the kid turns and looks at me and says, I will find you, old man. I am going to fuck you up. And so the judge gave him 7 years.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
What a stupid
Is he out?
fuck.
He's out.
Oh,
no?
yeah, I don't think he did very much.
A kid that has that kind of anger issues is probably
Yeah.
still in.
Well,
He
I
probably
mean,
got himself involved in something else.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
I mean, I just didn't go out
Right.
unless he was with me or one of his brothers. And
Yeah.
then I'd get my service dog, and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because not only did she help me not fall all the time, but she would let me know if somebody was an issue, and she would turn me away.
Right.
And she'd see if there was an excitable dog, and she would get between me and them. So that, because if somebody bumps me, I'll fall.
Yeah.
So she took good care of me, and I got more comfortable with going out.
Uh-huh.
And then in July of 2016, I was in San Marcos, and my granddaughter, who was just turned 4, she had turned 4 on 31 May.
Uh-huh.
She calls me up and she said, Grandpa, I need you to take me for a walk.
Okay.
So I go get her, and we're walking around campus, and he had told me about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
He had told me I needed to play it, but I had never played a video game
You did.
of any. Oh,
You played Tiger Woods golf for
Tiger
the
Woods
N64.
golf, and they cheated.
Nice.
Yeah,
They
I
knew
did.
the codes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there hitting it, and they're doing codes and putting rockets on the balls.
And then you
everything.
played Donkey Konga.
I never played that.
Uh,
No, we played Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Rock Band.
Yeah, and you guys got mad because, I mean, I could do that one because those were all songs I lived with. So there, I knew how. But anyway, so she
That's
wanted
not
to,
why we got mad.
she wanted to go for a walk. Oh, you got mad and went to your room.
No,
and
I got mad. That's not the reason, though.
Oh, okay.
The problem is you were mad annoying.
So
That's what it was.
we're walking around the campus, and she's got her little iPhone, and she's 4
Yeah.
years and a month. And I said, Lucci, what are you doing? She said, Grandpa, I'm playing Pokemon Go. Don't tell mommy. Well, my rule as a grandparent is as long as it's not hurtful, I give my grandkids whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's my job to spoil them. It's their parents' job to raise them.
Yeah.
So, so if they say they can have one dress, we get 7. One pair of shoes, we get 5 or 6. So we're walking around, and she's playing, and she says, Grandpa, give me your phone. So I give her my phone, my iPhone, and she goes into the app store and she's 4.
Yeah.
And she downloads the game and says, what you want your name to be? And I didn't know, so she named me after the cat that we had, Spike, because he had just died.
Uh-huh.
So she named me after Spike.
Iron
and,
Spike.
Yeah, but then I had to put a number on it because somebody already had it. So she
Yeah.
said, what's your lucky number? And I said 21. So that's how I became, Iron Spike 21. And so we're playing. And I didn't know how to play. I mean, I knew about Pokemon because they collected the cards.
Sure. Yeah.
But I knew Pikachu and Charizard. That was all I knew.
Right.
I knew that Ash was from Pallet Town, but I didn't know anything else.
Uh-huh.
But I'm playing with my granddaughter. I didn't care. And I'd get her every day after she did whatever class she was doing, ballet, gymnastics, piano. I'd get her for an hour and a half, and then I'd take her home and she'd take a nap. And then her and her dad, my oldest son, would come out in the evenings there. And you remember how the game was in 2016.
Everybody was
Everybody
doing
was
it.
playing. And we're at San Marcos, and it was great, and it was fun.
Oh, like at Texas
Yeah,
State
Texas
and shit?
State.
Yeah.
It was great. And I'm playing, but I sucked, okay? I mean, I couldn't throw a curve. I didn't know eggs had to go in incubators. I actually went to the Apple store bitching about my GPS because my eggs wouldn't hatch.
Yeah.
And the girl says, well, you got to put them in incubators.
Yeah.
Where the fuck you get those, I didn't know there was a store.
Right.
I didn't know there was a Pokédex. I just caught what I could catch, and I'm playing. And so after about 6 weeks, she's like a level 32 and I'm a 6.
Ooh.
Okay? But I didn't care. I'm just playing with her. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And we're walking around campus, and she's bilingual, and she's talking to some co-eds because classes are starting again.
Yeah.
It's like late August, early September, and she's talking to these girls, and she comes running up, and she says, Grandpa, do you know what those girls said? I said, no, Lucci, what'd they say? She said, Grandpa, they said I'm a Pokemon master.
Uh-huh.
I said, you sure are. Grandpa's really proud of you. And we turned to walk away, and the girls yelled at us. And it was in Spanish, and I only understood 2 words.
Yeah.
Abuelo, grandpa, and Pokemon Go.
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand the rest of it because I just didn't hear it. And she takes my hand, she says, Grandpa, you know what they said about you? And I'm thinking they said, watch out for the pervert or something like that.
Some shit,
And
yeah.
I'm going to go punch him in the face
It is what it is.
for talking like that to my granddaughter. I said, no, Lucci, what did they say? And she starts to cry. She said, Grandpa, they said you Pokemon Grasshopper. And I had this epiphany that my grandchildren thought that my brain injury had made me stupid.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And I didn't want my grandkids thinking Grandpa was stupid.
Right.
So I went home and I asked my wife, I said, hey, babe, you're a millennial. Can you help me with Pokemon Go?
Uh-huh.
And she says, no, it's a stupid game. But there's YouTube videos. So I log on to the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Well, they might as well have been in Japanese because I didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Right. I
didn't know about types and movesets. I didn't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
But I had an advantage over a 4-year-old. I could play anytime I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I could go out at night by myself, and I have money.
Yeah.
And I was taking my wife on a world trip because she'd never been anywhere but Iowa and San Antonio. So we took off and went to San Francisco, New York City, Massachusetts, Paris, Rome.
Oh, wow.
Made our way around. And by the time we got back to Austin, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know about the Pokédex, I didn't know how to get in there and find it, I had caught every Pokemon that was available at that point in the game, all 141 of them. Now, legendaries weren't out yet, but I had all 141, but I didn't know it. So we land at the Austin airport, and my son and my granddaughter pick us up, and my granddaughter says, Grandpa, let me see your phone. So she takes my phone. I don't know why she wants it, but she's getting into my Pokédex. And she says, Grandpa, you Pokédex on me, in that Japanese cartoon voice.
Yeah.
She's talking to me in the cartoon voice, and I didn't realize that I had them all. And I said, and I'd gone up in levels too, because when you caught a new Pokemon,
it levels you up.
Yeah, it levels you up. And so I think I was up to level 34 by then. She was still ahead of me. And I said, well, Lucy, am I still a grasshopper? And she says, no, Grandpa, you are a Pokemon master trainer. Now, look, I met 2 presidents for shit that I did in the Army.
Really?
George Bush, no? What can you say? Okay, never mind. Okay, who knows? We won't say.
That pales to insignificance to your grandchildren thinking you're cool. Nothing tops that. And my grandkids play, and so I just started playing every day, and I realized I had a full Pokédex. And his brothers, I mean, he'll tell you, I don't understand video games. I mean, you guys could, His brothers had told me about Pokemon Go that when you got to level 40, you got $10,000, which I didn't care about. Money's not an issue. But they also told me I got an Infinity Master Ball.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and I needed that because I couldn't even throw a curve.
Yeah.
So I needed a ball that would catch them
every time. Yeah.
So I needed that Infinity Ball. And they also told me I would get a pair of glasses that I could put on my character, and it would take them to any region in the world to hunt region-specific Pokemon.
So you could go in to
Australia,
Japan or something like that. Yeah.
You go to New Zealand and get Relicanth.
Right.
So I wanted that, okay? Because, I wanted that. Well, so I worked real hard to get to level 40, and I got there pretty quick, and I didn't get anything.
His brothers, my brothers are not married.
So you don't understand a whole lot about games. Do you understand what gotcha games are?
Pokemon Go is a gotcha game.
So do you know how much money Tectone has spent on those games?
Tectone.
Your son, John?
Yeah. I thought you were asking me about Niantic. I didn't hear Tectone. I heard. I know he spent a lot. A lot.
How much do you think a lot is?
I'll bet he spent $100,000.
Man, if only that were true.
More than $100,000. Well, good. We're going to go car shopping this weekend.
That's right.
Wow.
Dad needs a car.
Is that it?
How much do you think I spent?
I thought $100,000, $150,000.
I swear to God, I'll tell you about this. Yeah, I spent probably
$500,000?
probably like 600, 700,000.
Well, I can see that. I mean,
Don't even care.
no, I can.
That's
He's
right.
so unfazed.
I mean, I look at these guys that stream it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got an egg on all the time. They're. I mean, okay, when remote raiding.
Yeah.
When you were still allowed to do unlimited remote raids in Pokemon Go, which you can't do anymore. But when COVID hit, they
just let you do it.
They let you do it, right? Which before COVID, remote raiding was called spoofing, right? And it was against the rules. But then when COVID hit, they didn't want to get lawsuits for us meeting to do raids, so they opened up remote raiding. I was spending $150 a day on remote raid passes. I was playing 24 hours a day with people in Japan and Australia, New Zealand, France.
So for you to hear that, it's like not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, he don't care, bro. Hey, fuck it, bro.